Okay, Candace. Sorry that I'm getting this to you a little bit later than I had planned. But here's your file that you sent to me. The first thing I did when I opened up your file is I turned on the show hide so I can see here what you've inserted. At first I assumed that this was a regular, this should be, okay, section break continuous. Perfect. Although for some reason I thought maybe, hold on, I'm going to go back and reopen your file just to make sure that I have that correct. Okay, so one thing, this is going to get really messy before it gets better. So in some cases, you might find it's easier to start over once I go over a couple things. But let me just double check this here. So again, I'm just going to hit the enter key. Oh no, that is a section break continuous, so that's good. Okay, that's what we want there. So in the directions under number 2, it says page 1 at the beginning of the Win a Vacation Getaway, you're putting in hold on one second, I just wanted to, oh yeah, okay, so you're inserting a section break, Win a Vacation Getaway, you did that, good. And then it told you to go on to page 2 and insert one again down here, which I can see that you did. You have one here, good, and you have one here, contiguous, good. Okay, so I just want to double check that those are correct. But the reason why you're having trouble elsewhere is because of all these extra ones that are in here. Because what they're basically the reason why you put the section break here. So this is section 1, so that you could adjust those margins. So in section 1, you're changing the margins to be basically the moderate, the 0.75, 0.75. And you'll notice once you change that, oh, sorry, this thing keeps coming up on my screen. Sorry about that. You'll notice that it expands. So just this part of the document, section 1, now has those margins of 0.75 on the left and right. So it expanded this part, which we can't see yet because in a second I'm going to fix this part of your document. So now I'm going to go down to this section break. I'm going to delete it. So I just click in front of it, hit the delete key. Same thing here. I'm going to click in front of it, hit the delete key. Okay, now I know, again, that this is making things a little messy, and I think actually, okay, this is what I was recalling. When I hit that, for some reason it changes this one to a section break next page, even though you had put in that section break continuous before then. So I'm going to go back up here and put in that section break continuous again. So again, up to you. You have a lot done here, so I don't know if you just want to start over or if you want to try and go through and fix like I'm showing you. But the main problem that you had is you had all these extra section breaks in here. Therefore, it's changing your margins down here. So therefore, when you get to certain directions, things are not correct. So now we have the section break here. So this is section 1. This whole section is section 2. Until we get to this section break here, just this is section 3, and then finally this last part is section 4. So we'll go back here and fix this now. So in this section here, I'm just going to click anywhere in here, and this is where you want your custom margins. You want the left margin to be 2.5. 2.5, yeah. So left margin should be 2.5. Okay, this is taking a second. Okay, and now you can kind of see that everything sort of went back to normal, but I can see here something weird is going on. What looks like there's just an indent here, so I'm going to push this back over here. Yeah, there's something else going on here, but I'm going to move this over. Okay, all right, I'm going to come back to this in a minute, try and figure out why that looks like that. But okay, so now here we are in this section, which is what was acting so weird for you before when you're doing that in front of text, fix position on page, which again, at first it looks weird, but then we're just going to grab that and drag it over. And again, this is fitting more nicely now because that margin is set to be the way it's supposed to be. Okay, just trying to think of what else you were asking about in here. So a little perplexed by this, but we'll get that working here in a second. Okay, so we did the text, so I'm just going to double check your text wrapping on here. Should be set to, yeah, in front of text. Okay, let's hit undo. Undo again. That's weird. Yeah, maybe in some cases it might be easier for you to, okay, I'm going to turn off fix position on page. Now try in front of text, and then I'm going to choose fix position on page. Oh my Lord, why is this being so weird? I guess we'll just drag this down. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I guess I'm thinking I know why this did this is because it's not fixed. A fixed position on the page. That's probably why that's moving like that. Okay, whew. This is a challenge. This is great for me. Okay, so let's go. Oh, it does say fixed position on page. Why that's moving around? It should not be moving around. But let's try and get this to make sure this is all correct. Okay, in front of text, position on page. All right, good. This one should be, let's get to that one. That one really doesn't say anything about fixing the position on the page, does it? Oh yeah, in front of text, drag the anchor. Oh no, that's a different, oh yeah, drag the anchor to be slightly above time to say goodbye. And if this anchor isn't showing up for you, you just need to click, make sure that you have the border selected, and that anchor will show up. That, as they said, will kind of force it to stay where it's at on the page. Okay, let's come back to this one because this is being weird. Oh, shoot, there we go. Okay, I feel like this is a little odd in here as well. Okay, let me just keep going for a second. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. All right, so this part down here was another section you were struggling with. So I'm going to go ahead and put in, I can see that you already have the hang indent perfect, 2 columns. And then in order to get the columns to be equal, you have to put in another section break continuous, and then it'll force those into 2 columns there. Okay, drop cap. Drop cap might have been acting weird as, oh, this is fixed now. Weird. Okay. As things keep coming up here. Oh man. All right. So the drop cap, in order to get that fixed, I'm going to go to insert, drop cap, make sure this is working. I'm going to choose dropped. And then I go back to drop cap options and choose lines to 2. And then you would go through and you would do that for each paragraph. So hopefully, I can't remember in your email if you said, okay, in front of text, we got that. Step 13 is the align text. Okay, with the orange accent. Okay, we got that is fine now that we fixed everything else. And step 15, again, we fixed that to the in front of text. So I think that was maybe the main reason why that wasn't working was because of all your section breaks and all the other struggles that you were having there. Another thing I just want to double check here, make sure that your title here, oh yeah, that is 11 point, okay. Okay, so sorry, a little bit all over the place. If I feel like this should be lined up a little bit better here, but let me look at the image in the book. Probably it isn't done yet, so that might be why it looks a little weird right now. Oh, I know, there's a title missing. Golf team wins first place. I probably deleted that at one point, maybe when I was fixing things, or maybe it was already deleted. So just double check that if that's something you have to put back in there. I probably accidentally deleted that. Okay, sorry. Again, this is a little bit all over the place. If you want to fix it, if you don't plan to fix it, then just make sure that you're understanding to put in those section breaks. It looked like you had it correct in the beginning. Section break here. No more section breaks again until you get down here. Section break here, section break here, so that you have your 4 sections. I think right from the beginning, that's kind of what messed things up. And then this was the 0.75 left and right margins. This section gives you that 2-inch margin on the left, which would have gone all the way down here onto this page as well. So if you start over, that's the main thing to get fixed. The other thing is the section break continuous is what gives you those balanced columns. The last thing I wanted to show you in Blackboard, if you're continuing to have some troubles, and I probably should have mentioned this right from the beginning, I always have my recordings from class in here. Like for instance, if you go to the learning plan, sorry, I thought I had this all open. And here are the videos that I create for each module. So this video steps through exactly what you had to do in the newsletter. So if you continue to have trouble on different parts of it, not that you cannot, email me back, but watching these videos can sometimes kind of help explain things. I explain the section break continuous, I explain the balancing the columns in there, and so on. So hopefully that will maybe help clear a few things up as well. Okay, I think I answered everything. Sorry, that's my dog. Let me know if this is helpful and or if you have any other questions.